Alright, welcome back everybody. For this video, I'm going to be showing you how I'm preparing my Homelab hardware for hyper-converged Proxmox Ceph cluster. I'll be going through how the physical networking is done in this particular video. So then I'll be showing you how these components look like from 4 different angles. Things like conceptual architecture, like high-level overview of how it looks like with a very simplified diagram. The physical network interfaces on each physical node, a screenshot of that, how it looks like, how it looks like in real life, physical lab, and how does that look like in the Proxmox UI and the Shell UI? And we'll also see how much speed that particular physical interface carries using ETH tool. So yeah, let's dive right into it. This is the first item that I mentioned. So I actually took this diagram out of Proxmox wiki documentation on how a full mesh network for Ceph cluster would look like. Of course, I modified it a little bit to show you how it looks like for my particular home production cluster. So there are 3 nodes that we have. Each node has three physical network interfaces. One is on 1 gigabit network, and there's a 10 gigabit dual network interface card, which you might have already seen in the very first video upload of this particular channel, where I am upgrading my Lenovo M720Q tiny PC. So yeah, and there is also a managed switch for basically management of all of these nodes via HTTP, via web portal, and the virtual machine communications between all of these nodes are all handled by 1 gig network, whereas the 10 gig dual network is a mesh network for Ceph communications between all 3 nodes. So in the event of one particular physical link failure, the nodes still have quorum where the data is still flowing through over the physical wire. So let's say this particular link goes down, the nodes are still able to communicate via these 2 interfaces and these 2 links. So that's kind of how it works on the conceptual basis. This brings me to another kind of like a screen capture of the very first video that I did on my physical Lenovo M720Q node. So the 2 dual network interface cards that you see here is 10 gig, whereas the one that you're seeing here is 1 gig network for management and virtual machine communications. And tying these all together, how it looks like, how it kind of looks like in real life. The cable's a bit messy here. So if you can see, there are like 2 RJ45 10 gig RJ45 cables that are connected to each other within these 3 nodes, and there is one particular 1 gig physical node for management and communication. So that's kind of everything I wanted to show you in the PowerPoint slides. Now I'm gonna go through how it looks like on the Proxmox UI. So this is the data center, Proxmox Virtual Environment Data Center, which you might have already seen from upgrading the cluster from Proxmox cluster from like 8 to 9, and this on to kind of access the network itself. We can look into the network component of each physical node. So here, what you're seeing here, how you can interpret this is the EN. Anything that starts with E here is the physical network interface that is actually present on the node itself. The VMBR0 is the Linux bridge that actually points to all of these physical network interfaces within Proxmox UI. So for VMBR0, which is for the management network and the virtual machine communications, this is pointing to EN01 network port. Similar here for VMBR1 and 2, these are all pointed to this physical network, dual network interface cards. So this is where it's showing you, this is where the 10 gig dual NIC cards are, and this is the Linux bridge that I've created. But I am going to delete these because I won't be using the Linux bridge for the full mesh network for Ceph server cluster, because so this is a documentation that I was talking about for Proxmox Wiki, and this is the the conceptual diagram that I was showing you that I adopted. Now, instead of using this Linux bridge, what we're going to use is the SDN fabrics that Proxmox version 9 comes with. So we won't go through that in this video. It will be in the next video, but this video is just to kind of like help you understand the preparation work that needs to be done to create the SDN fabric for Proxmox version 9. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these Linux bridges. Do take note, we are not going to be deleting the management Linux bridge. Is only gonna be VMBR1 and 2 for this this node. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete these two, and of course you're gonna have to apply configuration. So make sure you're not deleting it. Again, very important. This is to ensure that you're not because if you deleted this, you won't have access to the to your node anymore from the basically the management node, management web interface anymore if you deleted this. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the configuration, and that should be done. So again, I'm going to go ahead and do that on all the other nodes off screen, but another angle that I wanted to show you is from the shell on within a shell session. So if we look at all the interfaces, we can see the physical interface. So right now it seems like this is down at the moment. I probably need to go and check that out on the first one. So if I go and see on this, add tool. So link detected, no. So that means I actually need to go back into my DB box and make sure that the plug is properly plugged in. Whereas the second node seems to be fine, so it's up. If I go and do that, oh sorry. So they detected the link, whereas on the first part they didn't detect it. And the link negotiation, the speed itself is 10 megabits per second, 10,000 megabits per second, which is the 10 gigabits per 10 gigabits speed. And let's see if another node also has the same. Okay, so all of these two are down for PIO. So it seems like there might be an issue with this particular PIO node. So I'm gonna have to go and test that out. You know, I was looking through the first video again, and when I was, you know, putting in that dual network interface card, I might not have done it properly. So maybe that is the reason why it's down. So if I do a add tool one, so link not detected, there's no negotiation, but on this third node, SU, it should work. So only one link should be down. Yep, so I think this is how it's connected. So if I go and do that for add tool, so there is a 10 gigabit network that's being detected. So currently Sue and Leo has a 10 gigabit network connected, whereas PO is down for both of the network interface cards. So I need to go and fix that. Alright folks, now that the physical troubleshooting is done, I'm back in the Proxmox shell. So we can see here that both of the network interface links are up. And if I go and do IP link there too, we can see that the dual 10 gig network cards are up. If we do, you know, add tool, we can see that the link has been detected. One is there too, and we should also check on Sue IP link, and there we go. We can see that all of them are up, and that is it. Subscribe if you want to see more of this, and please like the video and share around for all the other enthusiasts and hobbyists out there in Singapore. Alright, bye bye.